All right, welcome to the Art Beat of Chattanooga. I am your guest host this week, Stephen Disbrow with First Draft Productions. I would like to thank the fabulous Jill Ann Collins for asking me to fill in for her while she's off on special assignment. Here for the Art Beat of Chattanooga this week. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Why Jill asked me to do this. I'm one half of First Draft Productions, which is a production company here in Chattanooga. My partner in that, Kevin Bartolomucci, could not be here today, but hopefully I'll be able to handle this. I'm also part of Improv Chattanooga, one of the founding members of that, along with Kevin and a bunch of other great people here in town. And Jill has asked me to come in and talk about art here in Chattanooga. And so I thought I'd go a little bit differently, not talk about, your traditional types of arts. There is a very, very specific type of art that's been in the news a lot lately. And it's gotten a lot of bad publicity. So I thought that we would tackle that and try and clear away some of the mystery there. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to talk about clowning. Clowns have been in the news a lot lately. So I thought we would take a closer look at this very, very underappreciated and largely misunderstood art form. So today I actually have in the studio with me a local clown. Everybody, he's not on camera because he wants to, because of all the bad publicity that clowns have gotten lately, he wants to remain sort of anonymous today. But his clown name is Sprinkles the Clown. Welcome, Sprinkles.
Thank you very much, Steve.
So
it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's great to have you here. Now you are a member of what is the name of your organization again?
It is the Hamilton County Benevolent Clown Association.
HCBCA.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay. And so how long have you been a clown?
I like to think that I have been a clown my entire life.
Entire life?
Yes. I recall as a child, watching clowns on television and just I knew that was what I was. So now an active clown, I first put on the makeup at the age of 12 years old for a friend's birthday party. And really, I've metaphorically never taken it off since.
I see. Well, you are made up here in studio today. That's
yes.
I mean, do you for this? I mean, it is radio. I mean, we do have the YouTube broadcast going on, and I know that you were aware of that. But were you already in makeup when you? I mean, is that the first thing that you do in the morning?
Actually, yes.
Wow.
And I was not aware we had video.
Oh.
But I used a special makeup made by Steins.
Steins.
Yes, it's a world famous makeup manufacturer, and it doesn't smear. So I touch up my makeup before I go to bed.
Right.
Wake up and I just have to do a quick touch up.
Whoa.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you actually sleep in the clown makeup? Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Is that common amongst clowns? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, real clowns.
Okay. Well, what about? No, the outfit is very. I mean, it looks sort of normal.
Yes. It's not about what you wear on the outside.
Right.
It's what you wear on the inside.
Is that right?
And I do have to run some errands after we're done here.
I see.
And
no, what?
Well, I didn't get a chance to shine my shoes. I do that every Tuesday, and I just wasn't able to do that. Plus, it with all the hubbub that's been going on in the news lately, it is. I don't want to use the term. I'm trying to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah,
just
I can see that
a little bit, to put people at ease. And like I said, I have some errands to run, and the floppy shoes. One, it's hard to drive in them in a regular car.
I can see that.
Clown car is different because they're designed for giant shoes. But a regular car, and by the way, clown cars are not legal, street legal.
They're not street legal.
They're not street legal.
Okay. So how do you actually get around? I mean, if
minivan. Yes.
Okay.
A Ford Aerostar.
For an Aerostar, that's been discontinued for a while.
Well,
so
it's a quality machine. It's a quality
I did. I've driven an Aerostar before and a Windstar, which was the follow up. Excellent vehicle.
Yes. And so I do, like I said, I do have to run some errands after we're done here, and have to run to the bank, and that's a whole different.
The bank,
whole different situation.
No, what kind of reaction do you normally get when you're out in public like this? I mean, and by like this, I mean, with the full face makeup. And do you sleep in the nose?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is it
this is yes.
Yes. Okay.
I really shouldn't say more regarding the nose.
Oh, okay. It doesn't. It hasn't made a noise while we've been here today.
That's Bush League, my friend. The honky nose.
Oh, okay. What does a real clown wear, as far as nose?
As far as noses?
Yeah, noses. Yeah.
Well, the beginner nose is foam.
Foam.
Yes, just your traditional foam nose,
right.
That fits over the tip of your nose.
Right.
The more advanced, you have rubber.
Rubber. Okay.
Yes, rubber noses. And in my case, I actually have some custom noses built.
Oh,
really? Have moldings done of my nose.
Right.
So the noses are fit to are made to fit my nose exactly.
Wow.
So they're, I can shake around, I can move my head, and there's no danger of slippage.
Yeah. Like how much spirit gum do you go through?
Well, that's the beauty of custom made gums. You don't need spirit gum, because it fits perfectly. Now the foam noses, it just relies on friction.
Right.
You spread them apart, and it's a little slit, and it presses down on your nose.
Yeah.
The standard store-bought rubber noses,
right?
You're going to go through maybe a tube of spirit glue once every week, maybe.
Really?
And that does get expensive, but and in my case, I was actually allergic to spirit gum.
Really?
Yes, it would cause the tip of my nose to turn red, which you would think that would be okay, but it lacked the bulbousness.
Yeah,
there was no swelling, just redness.
Yeah, your nose is petite.
Yeah, well,
it's very. I don't see how it would even hold a regular.
I don't want to say. I wouldn't say petite. I would say average.
Average, yeah. Yeah.
And so you move past the store-bought rubber noses, and like I said, the custom fit noses are the way to go, actually. Yeah. And for all you young clowns out there, I would suggest, one, if you're a teenager, wait until you're about 24 or 25 when your nose actually quits growing before you get the custom made noses. You're just going to have to deal with the foam or the store-bought rubber noses.
What do you mean when your nose quits growing?
Well, your body keeps growing. If you're a teenager, you continue to grow.
Really? I know.
Yeah.
Okay, but how long?
Did you suddenly shoot up?
No, when
you turned 20?
I think I stopped growing when I was like 18 or something.
Well,
so you're saying that
I stopped growing when I was 24. I actually grew half an inch when I was 24 years old.
Wow. Okay. Your shoes are. These are not clown shoes that you have on.
Right. Well,
they're very.
As I told you, it's kind of hard to drive.
Yeah.
A Ford Aerostar.
Yeah.
And with wearing clown shoes.
I can see that. Yeah. So what do you do? Do you make your main living as a clown?
I do. Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of events do you do?
Well, over the last few years, the bottom, I don't want to say dropped out, but it really has slowed down quite a bit. In the heydays back in the 70s and 80s, we're talking almost every day you had an event, store openings, private parties, things like that. The folks like at tax places that hold the flippy signs.
Yeah.
We did that before them pre-flippy sign, where we would just stand out by the side of the road and wave at people as they drove by.
So how do you feel about all these people? Now I notice that the tax places, they use people dressed as the Statue of Liberty. Is that?
Well, times change.
Yeah.
I'm kind of philosophical about that. I really am.
There's no bitterness there? No bitterness there? No.
Okay.
They're taking clown jobs.
Dude, minimum wage job.
Oh, well, that's true.
It's not even cost effective. When you take into account the cleaning of your costume,
right,
the makeup that you have to wear, the customos, and I break it down, I spread it out over time. But you're losing money in those kind of jobs.
Yeah. Okay, well let's back up to I had some questions here for you. Where did you actually go to clown college? Is it college or school?
I like to say the the College of Hard Knocks. I did apply several times to the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Clown College down in Florida, but was never accepted.
Oh, what? Why not?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
They never said. They just would give me a rejection letter.
Oh.
And it would just say you've not been accepted.
Oh.
You know, one, it was hard to get in.
Yeah.
They had a limited amount of spots, and back in my day, again, you know, in the early 80s, it was a heyday of clownery.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm sure they had thousands of people, you know, applying for this college, and you know, you can only take certain ones. And I know I'm not bitter, because they are the gold standard of clownery. And
so where did you go?
I apprenticed with a guy named Chuckles.
Chuckles.
Yes.
Okay.
He actually worked in the Man's Circus back in the 40s.
Oh wow.
Back again, you know, and I'm talking you know, I'm talking the 80s, where the great years for clowns. Circuses, you know, up until say 1960 was just, you know, there was a clown almost on every corner.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, a circus on every corner.
Yes.
And clownery built out of that. So another guy I worked with was Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Yes, and he really he taught me how to. He worked on my inner clown. You know, the previous folks, it was always just makeup, costume. But there's more to being a clown than just the aesthetics. You know, you have to think like a clown. You have to believe that, you know, like a clown. You have to be a clown. You see, my friend, this is not what I do. This is what I am.
Ah, okay.
And with Bubbles, it was just a very soul-searching period of time. He worked he actually worked for Ringling Brothers for about 3 weeks back in 1953.
Wow.
And it was just this. That's the best way to do it. You can't. Yes, you can learn on a college campus. But if you're a clown worth your salt, you already know how to juggle before you get to college.
Oh, so you juggle?
Oh, of course.
What kind of? I mean, what's your thing? I know everybody has like a shtick when they juggle.
I do 3 balls and 1 kitten.
3 ball. You ever do like more kittens and less balls?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like you'd want to, you know, mix it up, so to speak, occasionally.
Okay, my friend, you have no idea what a clown act entails.
Well, no, that's an excellent point. You make an excellent point. And that's one of the reasons I have you on here today, is because we all want to know more about, you know, what a clown act entails. Okay. So what would be the typical?
So my act was 3 balls, 1 kitten.
Right.
Shucky the clown did 3 cats, 1 ball. And quite frankly, and New Jersey Mike, he did 2 balls, 2 cats. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I see
if I suddenly added a cat to my act, I'm stealing Jersey Mike's act.
But
that's just wrong.
But you would have 3 balls and 2 cats, which is slightly different.
Okay. No.
Okay. Well, so after the
it's not about the balls.
Okay.
It's all about the kittens.
Okay.
I can do 50 balls.
Oh wow.
But if I do it with 2 kittens, I'm stealing someone's act.
I've never seen anybody do 50 balls. That's insane. Is it
possible? I'm sure I'm being a bit there's a bit of hyperbole here. I've actually never seen anyone do 50 balls before.
Okay.
But the most I've ever seen was 14.
How many cats? What's the most?
Well, in that particular case, there were no cats.
No cat. Well, what is?
But that was his gig. You know,
okay. What is the largest number of cats you've ever seen juggled at one time by a clown? And I'm sorry, kittens. There's a difference. I know.
9.
9 kittens.
Yes.
Wow.
And the bad thing about that was, the kittens grow so fast.
Yeah.
And there's a finite supply of kittens.
Right.
And so this guy could only really do his act in 1 month increments. You know, he'd do it for 1 month. The cats would grow. He'd let them go. Yeah. And then he'd have to spend the next month or 2 finding more cats and training them.
Right.
because cats don't like being thrown. A lot of people don't realize this. Cats don't like being thrown and caught and thrown again and caught and thrown again.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
So there is a bit of a learning curve there that the cats have to go through before they're ready for actually performing in front of an audience.
I want to back you up just a bit. So there is a large feral cat problem in this country. Are you saying that this other clown would just let these cats go all over the country, just turn them loose?
It was a different time then.
Oh, okay.
You know, people littered.
That's true.
Just everywhere.
True. That is true.
And you know, population was like half of what it is now back then.
That is true.
So it wasn't so bad. And quite frankly, there was a mouse problem.
That's true.
And you know, these feral cats were embraced and enjoyed and even encouraged. You know, there were people that owned cats that would literally breed cats just to let them go to take care of the wild mouse problem.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I was going to ask if you used any animals in your. You've answered that question quite well. So you were talking about clown cars. Do you own a clown car in addition to your Aerostar?
I do not.
You do not.
The insurance is just too high.
Okay.
Especially now since the business has kind of slowed down a little bit. I don't have a lot of disposable income, and the clown car, it's just cheaper to rent.
Right. Right.
Because I don't normally use the clown car in my act, and a lot of times when I am involved in the clown car, I'm not the primary clown. I'm just just one of the additional clowns in the back.
Well, who are some of the big name clowns around town? I mean, you obviously, but who else
around Chattanooga?
Yeah, around the Chattanooga.
There's Phil,
Larry,
and Jersey Mike, who actually summers here in Chattanooga.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay.
But again, we don't. As far as clown cars go, they're not street legal, so we can't even use them in parades.
Yeah.
So we are limited to performance spaces.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but there's not a lot of circuses going on in Chattanooga right now.
So how do you make your money? I mean, store openings,
personal appearances, and private parties.
What kind of private parties do you get asked to perform?
They're mostly adult parties, and when I say adult, I don't mean that.
Okay.
You know, something's happened over the years where children are scared of us, so we don't get a lot. You know, there was a time back in the 80s, you know, pre 1985, where clowns were almost a given for every birthday party.
Yes.
But it's not like that now. So what's happening now is for these adult parties, it's people that are reliving their childhood. That's a big thing. The nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Okay.
The nostalgia factor.
That makes sense.
So they're throwing these parties, and just so they can relive childhood adventures and things like that. And it's really, you know, 45 and older, because anybody under 45, they kind of freak out.
Yeah.
With me there, even when I'm toning down the makeup, which I've started doing that upon request.
Yeah.
So we have the adult parties, we have the occasional store openings, appearances.
Right.
National Clown Day is August 25th.
Okay.
And there was a time it was very similar to the Easter Bunny and Santa, you know, at department stores, where we would you know, sit on our clown throne, and little children would come and sit on our lap, and every now and then they'd try to tell us what they wanted for Christmas, but we'd have to correct them and say, oh, no, what can I do to make you happy?
Yeah, because you're a clown.
Because I'm a clown, exactly.
You're not the Easter Bunny. You're a clown.
Exactly. I'm not bringing eggs. I'm not bringing gifts.
Yeah. Do you ever are there like clown things that you give out when you do a children's party? Or they're like
slide whistles?
Slide whistles
were a big hit. The old whistles were, you know, I don't recall what those are called. We had clown noses that had our names on it, like business cards. They were little miniature
so
clown noses, the foam ones.
That's genius.
So you'd have all these little kids hopping around the parking lot in those fake noses.
Yeah.
Gosh, it was great.
That's great.
It was fantastic. So yeah, but that again, that is kind of dried up. Yeah. The occasional toy store will have clowns in, but department stores not so much. You would think that they would have like Circus Day or Clown Day, but they don't. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, I think it's. I'm not really sure. I think it's time for a break. Yeah, here we go. So we'll be right back on the Art Beat of Chattanooga right after this break, which apparently my first day. So we'll be back with Sprinkles the Clown.
Wars come and go, but my soldiers stay eternal.
Now you can listen to Hot News Talk Radio anywhere streaming live at Noogaradio.com. That's Noogaradio.com.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Wow, we're not in Kansas anymore. Check out all these awesome guitars, amps, pedals, banjos, and so much more.
Suddenly, you're transported. You are on stage. Anticipation. Your fans are counting on you. You begin to play. Ecstasy, excitement, artistry and chaos, thundering applause, rock and roll.
Charvel, Gretsch, Supro, Jackson, EVH. Fulfill your dreams. Guitar, piano lessons, and more. Located at the corner of Boy Scout and Middle Valley Road in Soddy Daisy. Judah Guitar Music Store, where all your wildest dreams come true. Call 423-618-9911. Judah Guitar Music Store, where all your wildest dreams come true.
This is Mike at For the Record at Northgate Mall. We're the largest complete record store in town. We sell old and new vinyl records, celebrity posters, music posters, and we are the largest in town. Come see us.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
When you crack your screen, mess up your charge port, you get soaked in a rainstorm, what do? Save money, save big, fix it, get surgery. There's a cell phone hospital near you. It's the Cell Surgeon. Adam Disbrow, the man in white, he replaces your screen, fixes your buttons, gives you back Twitter, Facebook, your online universe. Walk-in patients go to Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Cell Surgeon is new in Ottawa, next to Zaxby's. Other docs in the cell repair business are just lab coats. The doc at Cell Surgeon is the best. He wants you to be happy, fix your phone, save money, and save time. Every minute is valuable, and Cell Surgeon doesn't want to waste a second. Your wireless MD, the Cell Surgeon, quick and precise with your device. Takes an hour or less. Northgate Mall, Cell Surgeon next to Old Chicago Pizza, 900-8263, thecellsurgeon.com. Like him on Facebook.
You used to call me on my... You used to. I want money, lots of money. I want to buy in the sky.
On your signature, you can get $150,000. Can you believe that? $150,000 on your signature. Hi, I'm Bruce Krebs with the Entrepreneur Source. There's a program right now that you can get $150,000 on your signature with no pledge of collateral or personal guarantee. Call me at 423-875-5621 to learn more. 423-875-5621. You've been thinking about starting a business? Don't do it on your own. I have a proven track record for the last 13 years, a 96% success rate. I can guide you into a franchise where you will pay yourself through the startup phase with very low or little risk. Call me now. I'm Bruce Krebs at 423-875-5621. And make sure to listen to the Entrepreneur Hour every other Wednesday from 11 to 12 o'clock. Call me now, 875-5621.
Hi, I'm Sabrina with Sabrina Realty Associates. Now is a great time to sell your home. In our area, inventory is at an all-time low, which translates into higher sales prices. Call us today at 423-499-7780 to set up a free consultation and discuss our unique and aggressive marketing programs. We will provide you with a free market analysis to determine the right value of your home. Call us today at 423-499-7780 or visit our website at sabrinarealty.com.
In the middle of our street.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio with your Hot News Now update. A woman was found in a pool of blood, almost dead in Brainerd by police. Her husband was questioned. 27-year-old Carlos Del Pozo told police that he was in the bathroom and overheard his wife on the phone talking to another man. He became enraged and stabbed her in the neck multiple times. She lay on the floor bleeding to death. She's been taken to the hospital. She's now in critical condition. He's now charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated domestic assault. This week, the president vetoed the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act, which would allow Americans to sue Saudi Arabia for the 9/11 attacks. But the Senate voted to override that veto. Bob Corker was among senators who voted to override. A man is believed to have robbed the same house on Toccoa Avenue twice in just a span of a few days. Right after the first burglary, though, the homeowner put a surveillance camera up inside of his house and got a great picture of the burglar. We're going to post it on the Hot News Talk Radio Facebook page. Take a good look and call police if you recognize him. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on Hot 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
Expect partly cloudy, breezy, and a little cooler weather out there through the afternoon. Highs only 70 to 73. Tonight, chilly lows upper 40s to around 50. For Friday, partly cloudy, back into the lower 70s. Warmer for the weekend. Lots of sun. Highs upper 70s to lower 80s Sunday. Check out JCPenney and get an extra 20% off select items with your JCPenney credit card and coupon, or 15% with any other form of payment. That's getting your pennies worth at JCPenney. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong, and I'll never back down. Conflict works. Allow it.
It's The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Right here and everywhere. Noon Eastern.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
All right. Hopefully I pushed the right button and we're back on the air. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Russell. Welcome back to the Art Beat of Chattanooga. I'm your guest host, Steve Disbrow, filling in for Jillian Collins, who is away on assignment this week, I think in Israel, but I'm not sure about that. So we're here talking with our special guest this week. We're focusing on clowning and the art form of clowning, and we're talking to our special guest Sprinkles, who is once again a member of the
Hamilton County Benevolent Clown Association,
HCBCA. Look them up online at hcbca.biz, and their motto is "Clowning is serious business."
Yes.
So,
because it is,
yes. Right. So we were talking about the fact that you were born this way.
Yes, that is correct.
You were born a clown.
Yes,
and you've known this since you were 12 years old.
Well, that's when I first took on the makeup.
Put on the makeup, right?
Yes,
right.
But before that, my first memories are around 4 or 5. Much like everyone else, when I would run through the house honking a horn, and my parents used to think I was emulating Harpo Marx.
Yeah,
but in fact, it was Bozo.
Bozo.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to this was something that I wanted to ask you. Who were your clown heroes?
Well, of course, Bozo.
Bozo, right.
Emmett Kelly.
Yeah,
the sad clown.
Yes. Why was he sad? Was that just
his makeup did a frown.
Oh, I see. Which has anybody else done that? Or is that?
Jerry Lewis did, but Jerry Lewis is a hack when it comes to clownery.
Okay.
If you've ever seen photos from his aborted film, The Day the Clown Cried,
right?
He was a sad clown. The original Ronald McDonald was definitely an influence. Not one on the commercials now. That's just corporate fluff. But the original Ronald McDonald, what a lot of people don't know, was Willard Scott. the weatherman from the Today Show.
Really?
Yes, he was the original Ronald McDonald.
He was the original.
And he was very influential in terms of size.
Yeah.
Because he was a large man.
Yeah.
And I'm a large man.
You're a large man.
I'm 6'4".
Right.
And kind of broad.
Yeah.
And
you're intimidating. You're an intimidating individual, especially with the makeup on.
Really?
I will just say that straight up. I'm not a small guy, but you frighten me. You frighten me.
That's
and I know that. And I know,
well, it's not my intention.
No, I know that because the bright colors.
Yes.
Of the nose, at least.
Yes.
But the rest of it, the whole thing, the blue around the eyes, that's a little. You don't see that in nature very much.
It emphasizes my brown eyes. It's that contrast.
I see.
See, there's a science here to this makeup.
Okay.
It's not just throw it on.
Okay. But it is. I mean, okay.
Well, going back to Emmett Kelly, the reason he was a sad clown is his makeup made him a sad clown.
And yours makes you. I hate. You're terrifying. You're just kind of terrifying. I think maybe, the way clowns have been in the news lately has not been positive.
Well, that is correct.
It's not,
and that's what I'm trying. That's why I'm here today. We're trying to get people the way they used to be back when they loved clowns.
Right. So that brings me to why do you think some people are frightened of clowns, other than the fact that you guys put on this terrifying face paint?
Okay, first of all, it's not terrifying.
Okay.
It's artistry.
Okay.
There's an art to it.
Okay.
That dates back to the 15th century Italy.
Really?
And that's what we're talking. 500 years of clownery.
Right.
That people loved, people accepted. It was never ever a problem. And then in the last 25 years or so,
right,
it's become this negative thing, and that really, it drives me nuts. It offends me that's the case, because there are two things. I've looked back over media. There are two reasons why people are afraid of clowns.
Okay.
The movie Poltergeist.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but there's a scene in it where a little boy is attacked by his clown, clown toy.
Yeah.
And the movie It, the made-for-television miniseries It,
with America's.
with Tim Curry as Pennywise.
Yeah.
So I did see It. I watched it when it came out, but you know what? Didn't bug me, because I'm thinking, okay, that's one person's interpretation of a clown.
Right. One person's terrifying.
Because we can't all be the same. We can't all be the same clown. Some are happy, some are sad, like Emmett Kelly. Some are evil, like Pennywise.
The Joker.
Hack.
Well, he's probably the most famous clown in the world, actually.
He's not a clown, sir. He's an arch villain.
But
he's difference.
He's a clown.
He's an arch villain that used the hook of clown makeup.
So how did that? I mean, so how are these depictions of clowns in the media amongst the members of, say, the Hamilton County Benevolent Clown Association? How are these depictions of clowns, these negative depictions of clowns in the media, how are they received?
They're completely wrong. These depictions of evil clowns, because that's not the case. If you go back in time, look at Bozo. Bozo was a friend of children. You ever seen his TV show that came out of Chicago back in the
yes, I have.
Years and years ago? He was a good clown.
Yeah.
He was a happy clown. He made people happy. Children loved him. Okay?
Yeah.
Children loved him.
Okay.
And then Ronald McDonald, over 1 billion sold. Billions and billions would come because of that clown. It's not the food. It's not the playground. It's the clown. People come for the clown.
Specifically for Ronald McDonald.
Yes, because he's your friend and he loves you.
You don't think they were there for, say, Grimace?
No. That's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I liked Grimace, I have to say. Ronald McDonald always kind of frightened me a little bit.
Yeah, and you intimidate me. How's that?
How would I intimidate you? I mean, there's nothing to me. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, all right? I'm just saying we're trying, one of the reasons I had you here today. Okay. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to insult you.
Okay.
One of the reasons that I had you here today was we're trying to unpack all this negative stereotype or imagery.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm naming you clowns that are happy clowns.
Then let's have some more. Another happy clown, John Wayne Gacy.
Wow, really?
Well, I did a quick Google on clowns, and his name was at the top. So I figured he was.
By any chance are juggalos on your list?
I do have a section of question on juggalos.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. I guess he would be another reason that people are scared of clowns.
What? Why?
Like
I said, it was just
because he murdered like 21 people and stuffed them in his crawl space in his suburban home in Chicago.
He had that's a big crawl space.
Yes.
That's a big.
There were pictures of him with President Carter and Ron.
Really?
Yes.
Did he kill President? Who killed
No,
President Carter?
He didn't actually kill him. He was a prominent member of society at that time. He was a contractor and a lead. A pillar of that community, if you will.
Yeah.
But
sort of,
and he also happened to play a clown and at parties, at children's parties and things like that. But he was an external clown. I was talking about inner clown and external clown. Right. He wasn't an inner clown. He was an external clown. He just put on the makeup, put on the suits for money, working these parties. And, and then he would take the makeup off, take the costume off,
right,
and then he would kill people.
So he didn't.
Not as clown.
Not as a clown. He did
not as a
kill
clown.
Anybody as a clown.
And that's where, that popular misconception that, people are saying, he was a clown killer. No, he wasn't.
He didn't.
He was a killer that just happened to dress as a clown.
Okay.
And quite frankly, I disavow him.
Okay.
If he were around today, he would not be allowed in the Hamilton County Benevolent Clown Association.
So
we don't accept serial killers, sir.
What do you have to do to get into the Hamilton County Benevolent Clown Association?
Well, the first step is apply.
Right.
Well, we do have an online application form.
Right. HCBCA.net.
Yes,
biz. Sorry.
.biz.
Yeah, sorry.
And we do ask that you write an essay along with that application saying why you think you should be a member. And it's what we're basically looking for there is, and I hope I'm not giving too much away, is why you're a clown.
Right.
And of course, headshots, the occasional Polaroid of you in action at a party or something. Oh, Polaroid. I'm dating myself.
Yeah,
oh gosh. Some digital photography, digital photos of pictures of you in action at parties, at store openings, making mirth. And then it goes before a committee at the association.
Now, how many clowns are on this committee?
There's 16.
16 clowns on the committee.
On the committee, yes.
The committee.
We take this seriously, sir.
Yeah.
We're one of the problems that clown associations have had in the past few years is they've turned into good old boy networks. Where there is what's the word? Where you hire
nepotism.
Nepotism. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just seething right now. There's nepotism where they would bring these sons in, and sons and daughters,
really,
of these prominent clowns that just were not nearly up to snuff compared to their parents.
That brings up a good point. I'm looking. I did this Google search, and again, I apologize. I did not know that about John Wayne Gacy. I thought he was like one of your top clowns. But not many, if any at all, lady clowns. So I mean, and I did see some references to misogyny and just.
Okay. Let me stop you right there.
Clowning is like is in itself. It's an old boys network. There are not a lot of lady clowns.
That is where you're wrong.
Okay.
The amount of female clowns. Let's go back to the heyday of circuses.
Right.
It was easily 50-50. Men, women, clowns, and then as time went on, or two, where the housewife became a common thing. Women started taking off the noses and raising families with their clown husbands.
Okay.
And so they were going off the road while the husband was on the road, as the breadwinner. The wives would stay at home and raise the children.
Right.
And so that's where this inequality started happening between men and women. There are several really fantastic quality female clowns out there today.
Working today.
Yes.
Like who?
There's Juggles.
Okay.
She works in Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Pardon me. There is Svinskanden. She is arguably the most famous clown in Sweden right now.
Oh, okay.
You know, and that's something we've not even gotten into, the European clown scene,
Oh, okay.
which we're low on time right now.
That is true.
So I don't think we're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a literal plethora of female clowns out there.
Okay. Well, there just don't seem to be that many around here in the Chattanooga
Well, let me
area.
ask you this: how many clowns have you seen recently?
Well,
exactly. We've been driven underground with all this negative publicity,
and that is something that we wanted to talk about here towards the end, because I know, as you mentioned, we are running out of time. Why, all these stories, I don't even know where it started, but these stories about clowns standing at or near or just inside the edge of the woods and trying to lure children into the woods.
Right.
Why are you guys doing that?
Okay, first of all, nobody is luring anyone. And I'm not even going to use the word children, because I know they're adults as well. These human beings,
12 years old and under.
These human beings voluntarily go into the woods with these clowns. The clowns, there's nothing wrong there. There's nothing illegal happening. They just go into the woods, find a leafy glen and make merry.
I'm sorry, they what?
They find a leafy glen and make merry.
Okay, this make merry. What
Yes.
does that even? I mean,
merry.
what is it?
Happiness.
Happiness.
Mirth.
You mean like at Christmas time?
Yes, happy. Merry Christmas means happy Christmas.
Okay, so let me see if I understand. What you're saying is these children are seeking the clowns out.
Human beings.
I'm sorry, these human beings, 12 years old and under.
And there are plenty of adults that do this as well.
And they're seeking out clowns to go into the woods with?
It's the new generation, my friend. The new generation of youngsters love clowns. They're rejecting their parents' their intolerances of clowns. And they're saying, yes, we want clowns. Clowns are awesome. Clowns are funny. Clowns are fun to be around. Clowns are fun to hang out with. And the unfortunate thing is, because of societal norms, we've been forced into hiding. We're forced to do this in the woods. We can't go to, we can't go to civic centers. We can't go to, to parks and play with the children. Oh no, because the parents, one, they beat us up. Two, they call the police.
You've been beaten up by parents.
Many times.
Many times.
Yes. And I don't run fast. I'm old and my foot hurts.
And you've got those floppy shoes.
Yes.
I've never.
Oh, you're making fun of me now, are you?
No. It's a legitimate thing. I've never run in floppy shoes.
Okay, there's a technique to it. You got to kind of flay your feet out.
Okay,
and high knees. Yes, and high knees, and you'll be fine. It's kind of like running in flippers or running in the ocean.
That is difficult.
It's very difficult, but once you get the technique down, you're going to be fine.
Okay. How many children have you personally lured into the woods?
Human beings?
How many human beings have you personally lured into the woods?
Recently or in my life?
Well, okay. When did this start?
Just in the last 6 months.
Why?
Because we've been driven underground. That's why.
Right,
aren't you even listening to me?
I am listening to you.
No, well, obviously not, because I'm repeating myself.
That's the problem.
Well, get over it.
Okay. It's very difficult. I'm very sorry. It's very difficult to look at you and not just be terrified. Okay.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
You're right.
There are tons of people that would love to see me and go, ha ha ha, he's great. I love him.
You're probably right.
Come to my birthday party, but
sorry.
They're tainted by the prejudices of their parents.
I have a birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Yeah.
Why don't you come to my party?
Happy birthday.
Would you work my party?
What time is it?
9 to 11. We're gonna start at 9.
Is it a private party at a residence or in a public place, like a restaurant or?
It's it's at a restaurant. It's at the Bebas in Hickson.
Ooh, Hickson.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That's like
Hickson.
a free ad. Hickson. Can you get to Hickson
at 9?
At 9 p.m. Yeah.
9 p.m. That may be a problem because I do have a prior commitment. So
well, no, never mind.
But I can put you in touch with 15 or 16 other local clowns who would be happy to come and work your party.
That'd be great. I'll get that off the air.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. So So back to the original question.
Yeah.
How many children have you at one time lured into the woods to make merry?
0. I do not lure them. They come voluntarily.
Voluntarily.
Yes.
Okay. What enticements do you offer them to get them to come voluntarily into the woods to make merry?
You've seen me, right?
I've seen
You're
you.
looking at me.
I'm looking at you right
This
now.
is all it takes, my friend.
Oh.
People go, these young human beings go, hey, this guy looks fun.
Yeah.
Let's go hang.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all, we don't need enticements. We don't need candy. We don't need lollipops. We don't need the kittens do kind of help though, because I do juggle for them out in the woods. But that's not really an enticement. That's just more of an enhancement of the experience.
Well, I think we're running out of time. I don't know, Russell, is this the last break? Or are we coming back? We're not coming back? Okay, so this is our last little chance to. I would like to thank Sprinkles, the terrifying clown.
I'm not terrifying.
Just from where you're right. You're not terrifying. I would like to thank him for taking a break from luring innocent children.
I don't lure them. You're not even listening to me.
And doing God knows what with them. You know what? I'm glad we had you on here today.
I juggle. I perform. That's what we're doing. You're making me.
Children's entrails is what you do.
We're not doing that. We do not do that
anymore.
No, we've never done that. We have never ever done that.
There's a lot
of. It's this kind of judgmental crap that just ruins clowns for everybody.
I think
everybody.
I think clowns ruin clowns for everybody.
Oh,
you have ruined clowns for everybody.
I have done nothing of the sort.
I remember when I was a kid,
I am the epitome of a good clown.
And you are terrifying, sir.
I am not terrifying.
You are terrifying.
I am not terrifying.
With your permanent makeup and your weird eyebrows.
It's not permanent and they're not weird. This is awesome. This is great.
This is disturbing in the extreme.
Oh man, you're just like, ugh. Ah.
Well, anyway.
No, we're not done here.
We're done here, sir.
We are not.
We're done here.
No, oh my God. Do you understand?
Thank you for tuning in.
Done.
See you next time.
We are not done here. We are not done here. I'm not done here. See, we'll never be done here. We are here forever. And that is a reality you're going to have to learn to live with.